A story echoes through millennia. It is a tale of profound faith. Abraham, a patriarch revered by many, he was commanded to offer his son a sacrifice, the ultimate test of devotion. But which son was it? This question ignites passionate debate. Was it Isaac, child of Sarah, or was it Ishmael, son of Hagar? The scriptures of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam each present their narratives. Each tradition holds its chosen son dear. For Jews and Christians, Isaac is the child of promise. He was miraculously born to an aged Sarah. His binding on the altar is pivotal. For Muslims, Ishmael is the son of the covenant. He was taken with Hagar to Mecca. His willingness to be sacrificed is a cornerstone. This divergence is not merely academic, it touches the very heart of identity and lineage. For billions across the globe, this essay steps away from theological certainty. It ventures into the mists of early history. We seek not to affirm one faith over another. Instead, we explore the story's deeper roots. What if the original narrative was simpler? What if it was more primal? Perhaps it predates the names we now know. Perhaps it speaks to a universal human experience, an experience of trial, obedience, and unexpected deliverance from an unseen power. The core event remains stark: a father, a son, an altar, a divine command.
Presented by Prophet King Abraham Joseph, aka the Light, Oluwa Bujuomi Outreach Worldwide UC.
To understand this ancient drama, we must journey. We journey beyond the familiar comfort of scripture. We venture into a more fragmented world, a world of archaeological digs and deciphered tablets. This is not a quest to disprove belief, it is a quest to understand belief's origins. How did this powerful story come to be? What were its earliest components? Our focus is on historical evidence. We look to ancient texts, we examine cultural practices, we consider the linguistic landscape of Abraham's era. This approach does not diminish faith, instead, it enriches our understanding. It shows how divine narratives can emerge, how they can be shaped by human history. The story of the chosen son is a powerful current. It has flowed through many cultures. It has taken different forms. The quest for the real son is complex. It is perhaps even a misleading one. The truth we seek may not be a simple name. It may be a deeper understanding of the story's message. A message that resonated powerfully in ancient times. A message that continues to challenge us today. Abraham's story begins not in Canaan, it begins in Mesopotamia. The land between the rivers, specifically Ur of the Chaldees. This was a vibrant ancient city, a center of Sumerian, then Akkadian civilization. To understand Abraham, we must understand his world. It was a world teeming with gods and goddesses. It was a world of ziggurats reaching for the heavens, a world of complex laws and epic poems. Imagine Ur in the early 2nd millennium BCE. This is the traditional time frame for Abraham. Great temples dominated the city skyline. Commerce thrived along the Euphrates River. Scribes meticulously recorded transactions. They recorded myths, prayers, and royal decrees. This was a literate society. It was a society with a rich cultural heritage. Abraham, or a figure like him, would have been immersed in this milieu. His worldview was shaped here. The languages spoken were crucial. Sumerian, an ancient, agglutinative language, was fading. Its cultural influence, however, remained immense. Akkadian, a Semitic language, was the lingua franca. The ancient Near East has yielded treasures, not of gold, but of knowledge, clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform script. These are the voices of Sumer and Akkad. They speak to us across vast stretches of time. They tell of creation and floods. They recount the deeds of gods and heroes. They reveal laws and social customs. Within these texts, we search for parallels. We search for themes that resonate with Abraham's trial. Sumerian literature, though often fragmented, offers glimpses. It speaks of divine tests. It portrays gods who demand much from mortals. The concept of obedience to a divine will is central. While no direct parallel to Abraham's specific sacrifice exists, the patterns are there. The relationship between humanity and the divine was often fraught. It was marked by fear, reverence, and the hope for favor. These are universal human feelings. Akkadian texts, such as the Enuma Elish or the Epic of Gilgamesh, expand on these themes. They explore mortality, wisdom, and the search for meaning. They depict a pantheon of powerful deities who could be both benevolent and wrathful. The concept of the firstborn son carried immense weight. This was true across the ancient Near East. It was not merely a matter of birth order, it was a matter of status, inheritance, and spiritual significance. The firstborn was often seen as specially consecrated. He was the primary heir to his father's authority. He was the future leader of the family or clan. This cultural norm is critical to our discussion. In many ancient societies, the firstborn received a double portion. He held priestly responsibilities within the family. His life was considered particularly valuable. This makes the idea of sacrificing a firstborn son even more shocking. It would represent the ultimate offering, the giving up of something irreplaceable, the surrender of the future itself. This is the cultural context that amplifies the drama of Abraham's test. When we consider Ishmael, he was Abraham's first son. The story of a near sacrifice is powerful. It is a motif that may predate its specific attachment to Abraham, or to Isaac, or to Ishmael. Think of it as an archetypal tale, a story pattern that surfaces in different cultures. It speaks to fundamental human anxieties. It speaks to our relationship with the divine. It explores themes of ultimate loyalty and unexpected salvation. These are timeless human concerns. Consider stories from other ancient cultures, myths where gods demand extreme devotion, tales where heroes face impossible choices. While direct parallels are rare, thematic echoes exist. The idea of a deity testing a favored human is not unique. The concept of a substitute offering can also be found. These elements suggest a shared pool of narrative motifs. They circulated in the ancient Near East. They were adapted and retold. The narrative of the binding, therefore, might not be an invention, not of the Bible nor of the Quran. It could be an ancient story. A crucial element transforms the story. It turns it from tragedy to profound relief. The appearance of the ram, caught in a thicket, provided by God at the critical moment. This is not just a plot device, it is a powerful symbol of divine mercy. It signifies that the ultimate test was of willingness, not of bloodshed. The intention was enough, the obedience was proven, the life was spared. This theme of substitution is ancient. It is not unique to Abraham's story. In many ancient Near Eastern cultures, animal sacrifice was common. It was often seen as a way to appease deities. It was a way to atone for wrongdoing or to secure divine favor. The animal took the place of something more valuable, perhaps even a human life. In much earlier, harsher times, the ram in Abraham's story fits this pattern. The narrative, therefore, could be interpreted. It could be seen as a theological statement, a statement against the actual practice of child sacrifice, a practice abhorred by the later Israelite tradition. The story shows a God who demands ultimate loyalty, but also a God who provides an alternative. Let us entertain a radical thought. What if the earliest version of this story was simpler? What if the son was not named? Imagine an ancient oral tale, passed down through generations. It spoke of a great patriarch, a man of immense faith. He was tested by his God, commanded to offer his most precious child. The focus was on the father's anguish, his unwavering obedience, and the God's ultimate mercy. In such a primal telling, the son's name might be irrelevant. He represented the beloved son, the only son in a symbolic sense, the one most cherished, the one whose loss would be most devastating. This ambiguity would allow the story to resonate broadly. Different tribes, different clans could adopt it. They could insert the name of their own ancestral figures or simply leave it as the son. As traditions formalized, as lineages became important, names would be attached. For one group, tracing their descent through Isaac, he became the son. For another, honoring Ishmael as a progenitor, he became the son. Ultimately, the debate over Isaac or Ishmael can obscure a deeper truth, a truth that lies at the story's core. This narrative, in its essence, is about two things: profound, unwavering obedience and unexpected, transformative divine mercy. These themes resonate across cultures. They speak to the human condition. They transcend the specific names and places that later traditions have emphasized. This is the enduring legacy. The story portrays a test of faith unlike any other. Abraham is asked to surrender what is most precious: his future, his lineage, his beloved son. His willingness to obey, despite the unimaginable pain, is the crux. This is not blind obedience. It is obedience born of a deep personal relationship with his God, a God he trusted implicitly, even when the command seemed incomprehensible. This is the ultimate trial, And then the stunning reversal, the divine intervention, the ram provided. This is not merely a reprieve, it is a revelation of God's character, a God who tests, yes, but also a God who provides.